Before we get into this music, you in this animated world, man, you winning? You doing some big shit with it in the animation. How did that? What made you first of all want to get off into animation, and what drove you to, because you winning now with the cartoon. What's the
I was saying, are you referencing some of the voiceover work,
yeah,
or the Teen
both
Titans? Okay.
Teen Titans and the voiceover work, both.
You know what, man? It took me a long time to realize that I had a unique speaking voice. You know what I mean? Like I had been told, but I just kind of really nonchalant about it. But once it was recognized by that particular genre, you know what I mean? Like they just kind of, was throwing opportunities at me, and it was just pretty easy. I just kind of go there and just be myself. So that was pretty easy. Then it became enjoyable because I like the obscurity of just voiceover. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people think that those who have celebrity, they are, insistent on it, and it's just got to be like, but I'd much rather just be behind the scenes and do other kind of cool stuff too.
But that's pretty cool. You get to go like in your pajamas, and
yeah,
you don't have to
load them checks though.
Yeah, quiet money. That's
quiet.
That's hush money. I like that. That's what I like. Quiet money, man.
Easy checks to do something you love,
and then with the Teen Titans, we were just sitting in the house the other day, and it came on again. So I never watched it, but a lot of people wouldn't know that many people like myself don't typically watch their own work. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I had never seen it. So we sit and watch about as much of it as we could before we were leaving. And you know what? We might even been having a conversation. I might have been a little down that day, just kind of feeling some kind of way or whatever.
And then when you saw that,
it was God's confirmation, man, to cut the TV on, and it was on. You know what I mean? It was like, look at yourself, man. That's what you've been able to do, to be kind of, reintroduced to a whole other generation. And when I watched it, I said, this is a really special episode. This special. So I don't really know why they picked me. You know what I'm saying? I try to be interesting. You know what I'm saying? So
you're interesting.
I try to be entertaining. You know what I'm saying? But then when I watched it, the story was much bigger than myself. I was a part of it. You know what I'm saying? Like but the theme of I think it was like a 3 or 4 part series. Mm-hmm. It was made a really special statement, and I was like, damn, I'm glad I could be a part of that, man. And a couple of kids have kind of, and then they got Zoo and they in the cartoon. So we didn't even know that. When I went to do the voiceovers for that, it was maybe like a year, because it takes that's a long animation. It's a long process. Yeah. So it was a year ago. So we kind of long since I hadn't even thought about it, until it came out. So, but anyway, it was a great piece of work, and I'm really proud to have been a part of it, and I would do a lot more of it, man, as opportunities present themselves.
Good deal. And you just mentioned God. A lot of people don't know, even back in the Goody Mob days, just your spirituality with you infusing that in the music. A lot of people don't know your background and how you came up, and in your singing and just in your lyrics, whether it's Goody Mob or whatever, you, from a spirituality standpoint, is very strong. And what was that background that brought you to that point where you're, like I said, you got a strong spirituality base?
Well, I believe that God is your competence.
Because your mama was
my mother,
preacher.
Both
were preachers.
You
grew up in the church.
Right here in Atlanta, west side of Atlanta, correct?
Right, yes. I believe God is just that inner voice, you know what I mean, that, if you decide to listen, you know what I mean, and, and almost, everything, like it's all been kind of, initiated by whatever internal dialogue it is, the back and forth, and I consider that to be a conversation with God, and with my career, I just wanted to be pleasing in the sight of my Maker. Like that's why I've done everything that I have been fortunate enough to accomplish. You know what I mean? Actually take that leap of faith and land on my feet. It's always been about, well, how was that, Father?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Like,
Because not to cut you off, but that first Soulful album,
ooh,
I mean, you lifted so many people's spirits, including myself. It was like, people, I know you heard people like, man, this little nigga preaching.
Yeah.
But whenever your verse came on, you was such a great orator, and you jumped on that track so hard, but it was just like the things you were saying, bro.
I didn't know though. There was a genuine naiveness and a legitimate ignorance, like to industry standard and practice. We didn't really know that we were breaking any rules or doing anything so completely different. But let's say a song like "Get Up, Get Out," and I mentioned that
I don't recall ever graduating at all.
And I ended that verse by saying, "I know the Lord ain't brought me this far, so you can drop me off here." You know what I mean? Like, so that was me, reaffirming my faith. You know what I mean? Like, as I, had just entered in, through that threshold with that one song. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like,
But that's so dope that you said that you didn't even know you were breaking any rules. You were just doing what you know and being yourself. So that's what it's about.
Because there's a great saying, you can't straddle the fence without putting your nuts on the line. Right? You know what I'm saying?
So, say that again.
Ain't no saying.
Well, I don't think I can say that.
I mean,
please don't say that. So I hope that wasn't in poor taste, but I think you get my point.
No.
And so with that being said, you know what I mean? Like, I made a decision. Like, you have to commit. You have to commit to character. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to commit to craft. And so I knew that I was making a life decision.
Yeah.
And I wasn't going to have that confused. I wasn't going to be double-minded in my ways. I mean, like, I wasn't going to attempt to serve two masters. You know what I'm saying?
I know that's right.
So
that verse per se put you on the map. That verse on Outkast.
I was talking about the path, absolutely.
Yeah.
And you know what? So it happened so quickly right after that. I ended up, at that time, Source Magazine.
You was verse of the year.
Because
the New York niggas said, was it verse of the year or
it was verse of the month?
Okay, verse. I remember. Because when I tell you, Lo, the New York niggas hated. You cause they was hating. They was like, this country ass nigga, how he win verse of the month? But you had to give it
true.
That verse was hard as fuck, man.
Because again, when I always mention Dungeon Family, or I mention Goody Mob more specifically, I've stated this time and time again that we felt more like we were civil rights activists, fighting for the equality, you know what I'm saying, of Southern hip hop. We felt like the opinion or the assumption, what have you, was just unevenly yoked, and untrue.
And it was.
You know what I'm saying?
It was.
So we came with all the art, you know what I'm saying, like, and the, outrageousness, of course, ultimately, as we
more
begin
creativity.
to evolve. But
because y'all had some Public Enemy type. Y'all had some, because that was one of the things people said, they like the Southern PE.
Yeah. And put it like this: if Dre and Big were Chuck and Flavor, we were the S1Ws.
That's a great analogy.
So how did let's track back now? How did
and that is true because they were the balance. They were like
they were.
No, it's okay. How did Goody Mob come about?
Goody Mob came about. Me, Dre, and Big are all the same age.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm a little bit different. My living experience is a little bit different. As they say, I jumped off the Porsche a little early. You know what I'm saying?
Just a tad bit early, Lo.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm out there running with the big homies, and that's kind of, it was reflected in how the way that group was put together. So Rico Wade, shouts out to
he was on season 1 of the
podcast. Shouts out to the elder. You know what I'm saying? Like, he really gave us a bomb shelter, you know what I'm saying, like, in a war that was going on, and that his
creative haven,
his selflessness, his generosity, you know what I'm saying, like his hospitality, it saved a lot of lives, you know what I'm saying.
It really did.
We were really greatly, deeply appreciative, you know what I'm saying, of him. So I always acknowledge him with that. So how it came about, through different paths, you know what I'm saying, and different people, we all ended up at the same destination. Shouts out, rest in peace to Big JD, Killer B. These are the homeboys from the neighborhood. They were managing me. They were hustlers out of the neighborhood. They recognized talent in me. We didn't battle. You know what I'm saying, like me and Cujo. It was a homeboy of ours. We all went to school together. They were upperclassmen. Cujo, Timo, and Gip graduated with my sister sitting up here. They graduated the class of 90. Benjamin Mays High School, School of Excellence.
The School of Excellence. And they we class 9. You were a little younger.
I'm younger, so I came out in 93. So I was at Southwest Middle School right up the street. So
you true West Side Atlanta.
Absolutely, ain't no doubt. So with that, you know what I mean? Like, I would hear about the Lumberjacks in the neighborhood. They were buzzing, and this is around the time when Jack the Rapper and those kind of conventions were just kind of coming around Atlanta. And they was making a lot of noise, you know what I'm saying? And they dressed like a couple of Lumberjacks, and this is when that whole look, the Carhartt look. And So that was that, but Glenn Cook was like a socialite, you know what I'm saying? Everybody loved, we called him Cook affectionately. Everybody loved him. Everybody always ended up over his house. So I'll never forget, you know, Killer B was the first one to let me hear the Lumberjack demo, and it was a record called Booyak. Mm-hmm. You remember Booyak? Yeah, okay. So this record was going around. It was like a hard ass record. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like some East Coast, Southern perspective. I don't know what you call it. It was just different and unique, but it was viable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You feel me? We could feel this. Like, okay, this is real, right?
This was Lumberjacks. T-Mo.
This was Lumberjacks.
And Cujo Goody.
And let me
Because
say
Gip wasn't in that group.
Gip was a part of the East Point Chain Gang. You know what I'm saying? Like another group featuring Cool Breeze, Big Chief, Big OZ, and Cap One. You know what I'm saying? They had just disbanded, and Gip was doing some solos and stuff. You know what I mean? So that, you know, so to answer your question, Goody Mob Soul Food was initially, well, essentially a compilation album. Mm-hmm. If you notice, Dirty South is a solo song with Gip.
Cool
you know what I mean?
Breeze.
But Cool Breeze coined the phrase Dirty South. But that was him honoring his OG by having him on. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? So that's what that was about. Cujo and T were in litigation with their former management, you know, about the namesake and tied up in some bad contracts. So they couldn't use Booyak, and everybody was excited about this record Booyak. That was supposed to make the album. So they couldn't use it. Cujo came up with Goody Mob. That was their trap name. That was their trap crew name, the P-Funk Goody Mob.
Good, die mostly over bullets.
I brought that philosophy to
okay.
it. You know what I'm saying? You know, it originally, shouts out to Big Daddy. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So like, it's some real. So that was some street shit. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Which was, you know, it's again. I tell you who's on that fence.
Yeah.
Man, follow me at Cee Lo Green and Twitter and.
Is that actually you, or is it her handling your account?
Is everything at Cee Lo Green? Everything.
Yeah, pretty much. Am I right?
And make sure you all go on YouTube, subscribe, Legendary Jerry Podcast. Subscribe, leave some comments what y'all think about this. This is my brother right here. And we are signing off. My brother, Cee Lo Green. We out. Legendary Jerry.